Hi, my name's Mark Pizzacalla and welcome to 3 Minutes with Mark, the very first one for 2022. Still in a pandemic, most people still working from home, at least if you live in Victoria, and many businesses still suffering. But one aspect that is not suffering, and that's property, which seems to be on the rise. There's a lot of discussion over the Christmas break about property, and I think that's going to be the case over the next 12 months. Now, what I want to do today is talk about property and valuations. And you might say, well, what's so exciting about that? Well, there's plenty going on. And if you look at the core logic analysis, which has taken place in a few articles that I've read, it would appear that what they're saying is that there is an inverse relationship or correlation between interest rates and property, such that, if there's a rising interest rate scenario, that's going to lead to temporary, at least temporary, downward pressure on property prices. So I'm not here to comment on that, but what's the relationship with valuations? Because it got me thinking that every day of the week there are property transfers going on in what I would say is not a commercial basis. So in other words, there's property transfers going on between family groups, related entities. There's transactions occurring because of divorces, which are occurring, some are saying as a result of the pandemic, not sure about that. And just gifts, property gifts. So there's a whole bunch of reasons for property transfers to be happening in those kinds of environments. And people always say, well, what do I do? Is it sufficient for me to just have a curbside valuation from a real estate agent? Well, it all comes down to how much certainty you want. In an ATO audit, you need to be able to support the valuation that's in place. And I always say the best way to do that is to get a professional valuation done. You also need to consider, is it residential property or is it commercial property that's being transferred? Because different valuation methodologies will apply in those cases. So these are all the considerations that you need to take into account. And I think, we're going to see some structuring going on where people will be looking to maximise their property position and how that interacts. Where you've had tax losses in the past and you're able to transfer a property out and it has a high value because we're in that environment, might be able to soak up the losses. It depends on the structure you're in and whether you satisfy the relevant criteria for that to happen. Just one example. So look, there's a lot going on. Please take care with your property valuations. And if you need any advice, by all means, let me know. Great speaking to you, great being back online, and look forward to seeing you in the near future in person. Speak soon.